on day one when I was sworn in, which was earlier this year in February, the very first thing I did was send letters to every single state in America and said, never before has the federal government asked for the data, but it is a new day. President Trump is the president. We know there's a lot of fraud. We need to help partner with you all to figure out how to make sure that this money and these benefits go to those who truly need it and not rife with fraud and corruption. 29 states, mostly the red states, responded with their data sets February, March, April. So the numbers that you're talking through, those are numbers that we have been collecting and analyzing since early summer, late spring. The fact that this spotlight shined on SNAP has allowed us to talk about it. But here's the most unbelievable news I have really just over the last few days, that 5,000 dead people, that was just 1 month. The number is closer to 186,000.
BBN! Jack froze! What's up, party people? Alright, so... Yeah! So apparently, SNAP benefits for a while, as we know, had been being held back from the American public. But we're just finding out that it's also is being held back from the illegals. Okay. Now I want to be clear about something, and before we make this delineation between is it okay to give benefits, American benefits, paid for by the American people, to people who are here illegally, I just want to clear something up, or make it. We need to start somewhere, and the where that I want to start personally, you don't have to start in this particular places, is that taxpayer money is supposed to be used to improve the lives of American citizens. Now, when I say that, I mean, just so we can be clear, that there are people here in America that do not necessarily pay taxes for whatever the reasons might be. Maybe they don't have a job, maybe they don't have a way to file for taxes. With that also being said, you don't need to actually make any income and you can still file for taxes. Get on it. With that being said, the monies that is recovered or taken out of the people who live here and are paying taxes, the monies that's being taken out of there are used to fund the government. And when the government is being funded, it should be funded for reasons to improve the lives of the actual citizens. What the Democrats want to do, just so plain and so simple, is that they want to invite people from other countries into our country, and then they want the American people to pay for their lifestyle, while at the same time not paying for the lifestyles of the people who are nationally born here. And before there can be an argument, I'm gonna get to the SNAP thing 1 second. Before there can be an argument, remember, they were flying people in from other countries and then putting them up in luxurious hotels in New York City. While in New York City, we have homeless people sleeping on the street of 42nd Street and Times Square. I want to be clear on this because I don't think people understand. And before you say they're not sleeping directly on the streets, the police have moved them. They're sleeping in the surrounding areas. I know this because I used to live down on 38th Street and 8th Avenue. I used to live down there. So I'm telling you as a point of fact that if you go down to Times Square, not in Times Square specifically, but on the surrounding blocks and neighborhoods, you will see people sleeping outside. Some of these people choose to, some of these people don't have no choice, but the fact is that they are. If we're not using our government taxpayer money in New York City to help mitigate that problem where these actual people who are from New York are suffering either with mental illness or with the inability to be able to fund, pay for them to be able to have housing, I want to know, why are we importing people for these things? Now, with that being said, let's get to SNAP. So, on the SNAP registry, I believe they said there's like 72 million people, somewhere around there. So when you tell me that more than half of those individuals are illegal, that tells me more than one thing. The first thing it tells me is that this sounds more like bribes. Now, when you also tell me that these illegals that's on SNAP is receiving more monetary reimbursements or more assistance than the actual American citizens, now you're telling me about fraud. There is no way in the world, in my opinion, that an individual who just illegally immigrated themselves from, I don't know, whatever country, I don't care what country it is, and they come into America and they're not supposed to be here. There's no explanation that you can give me for giving those people benefits over the ones that are born here. Now, also with that being said, we have legal migrants, people who have went through the process or are currently going through the process. Why didn't y'all clear them first? I care so much about immigrants. I'm about to tell you in 2 seconds. Why didn't y'all clear them first? You have all of these people who are here in America already fighting the immigration system in order to be able to stay here. Y'all could have just waved the flag and said, every one of them, we're not even going to look at their case. We're just going to allow for them to have citizenry in America. Y'all could have just did that. And if y'all would have did that first, I promise you the pushback that you're getting would be different. I believe you still should be getting pushback. Don't get this confused. I don't believe you should be allowing illegals into the country. People who haven't been vetted. People that we don't know whether they're criminals. We don't know whether they're here to create terror. We don't know. But these other people who have been being vetted and they're just on hold, I don't understand why they aren't given the opportunity first and foremost. And that's where a lot of individuals should have an issue. I know that they don't, for whatever their case is, for whatever the reason is, but I believe that that's where a lot of people should actually have the issue at. Now, I want to just point something else out that is even more I don't know, you could say incredulous. The Democrats want to give monies that should be going to American citizenry to foreign individuals or foreigners or illegals. So that does a number of things, but this is why people who are on SNAP should be fighting with the Democrats. Imagine how much money you would be getting a month if they weren't giving more than half of the SNAP benefits to people who are illegal. Because more than half of the money that's allotted for SNAP is being given to people who are illegal, and they're getting bigger reimbursements than you also. While they're getting thousands of dollars, you're getting hundreds. You understand? If you're getting thousands of dollars, they're getting tens of thousands of dollars. Do you understand? So they're giving more money per individual, per capita, per individual to the illegal than they are to the actual American citizen. So, and this is what I mean by the Democrats have these people in some kind of vice grip. If you're on SNAP, you should be fighting harder than individuals who are not on SNAP to have illegals removed. Because if you understand how the process works, there's a pool of money. The more people they remove from that criteria to be able to receive, the more money there is to give to the people who actually fall inside of the criteria that is needed to receive. So we have more money to give to the people who are American citizens that need it. This is what I mean by I think there's a little bit of mental illness, and I think there's a lot of just hating Trump, and now people have aligned agreeing with a Trump. Pardon me. If you agree with God, then you agree with Trump. And I don't know how that works. So if you walk around and you're like you love God, people are like you must be a MAGA. I agree, by the way. I don't think anyone that's on the other side of any of these conversations can love God, just so we could be clear. That's just my opinion. I know they can walk around and talk about that they do. They could even be in a church preaching the word. I'm throwing my hands up in the air like in the humor, preaching the word. But how can you say that you love God when you side with people that want to turn little boys into little girls? How can you say that you love God when you side with people that believe or that is agreeable to teaching 5-year-olds and 4-year-olds and 3-year-olds about sex. I don't understand how you can side with these people and then proclaim to be a part of what God wants you to be. I don't know how you can side with any of these democratic policies, dang near, and then say that you're on the side of God. So I get it, but I just want this to be clear. They're giving all of the SNAP benefit money, the majority of the SNAP benefit money, the money that's allotted to help American citizens, to illegals. These illegals was getting like $5,000 in cash a month. So what the Democrats do is the Democrats tell you your money is in jeopardy. Your money's not in jeopardy. Trump's not coming for your money. Trump's not coming for your benefits. Trump wants to get the illegals out of the country. And the reason why the Democrats want the illegals in the country is because they see black people waking up. They see people waking up. They see people realizing my problems actually have been created by the Democrats. My problems actually have not been created by the Republicans. The Republicans are not a part of my problem. All of these issues I have in my community, especially with crime, is because the Democrats refuse to keep people, the most violent of criminals, in jail. Now, let you go do something that's not a big deal. You might get 20 years. But let you go murder somebody. They're going to try to figure out how to get you out in 5. Let you go grape somebody. They're going to try to figure out how to not even let you serve time. The most violent offenders, the Democrats say, need rehabilitation. Yeah, they do. But they need years and years of rehabilitation somewhere away from the American public. Literally what prison is for. I think there needs to be a new criteria. And that is, and this is going to sound so messed up because it can be used devilishly against people. Don't get this confused. But we need a new criteria. And the criteria needs to be that if you commit certain crimes, then we all want you. When you get out, you're a free man. You serve your time. But you will be monitored for the rest of your life. The rest of your life. And if you grape someone, you should not be allowed. And just so we could be clear, I'm not talking about these situations where these women proclaim to be raped and then there's a whole investigation done and maybe the guy's found. I'm talking about when there's video evidence. I'm talking about when there's 100% proof. I'm talking about when you've been a serial rapist. I'm talking about when there is no question about your rapiality. I don't believe you should ever be put back into the public. I believe that if you are a murderer and you take the life of 2 people for malice purposes, I don't believe you should be let back out into society. I think that we should start making the death penalty more prevalent. I think that people should be unalived for unaliving other people for stupid and bad reasons. Imagine allowing a man back out or a woman back out onto the street that committed 3 or 4 murders out of fun. Imagine letting a man or a woman back out onto the street that took somebody's life for no reason. You know, they created the situation, and then because they couldn't get their way, they decided to unalive someone. These people shouldn't be allowed back into society. They should be gone forever. The problem is, not enough of you people know people that like to unalive people. I've met people that like to unalive people. Those are some of the most charismatic individuals I've ever met in my life. I'm explaining. So now, with all that being said, I just want to leave with this. You Democrats, you people that vote Democrat, you are literally voting against all of the things that you proclaim you love. You're voting against it because the Democrats do this one thing. Whenever they're trying to trick you, they try to say it's the same thing like slavery, and it ain't. I'm going to leave y'all with one more point. Birthright citizenship was created so that the children of slaves would be citizens of the American government, or would be citizens of the United States of America. Pardon me. That's why it was created. It wasn't created so that when someone like from Venezuela, comes here and then they have a child, and you can't send the child back, and they can't send the parent back because the parent got to take care of the child because the child. It doesn't work like that in no other country on the planet, I don't believe. Just so we could be clear. So birthright citizenship was created literally for slaves, black people. Why do the Democrats consistently want to use laws and use benefits that's created to protect black people for all the other people of the world? And black people, for whatever the reason is, they're not upset. They're not angry. This is called being a part of a cult. No matter what the Democrats do, you agree with. No matter what foolishness they try to get you to do that hurts yourself, you agree with. This is a mental illness, and it runs deep in our people. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get in this one. I'm out.